it to Taiwan. I have. It happened. I arrived about 2 hours ago. I have decided one thing after my first day of flying. Number one, I love short trips and I love window seats and I don't mind aisle seats. But I do not like long haul flights in middle seats. By the end of it, I'm like, I'm so glad I was flying to Taiwan with really nice people. No offense, I had this like wonderful granddad on one side of me and very polite, quiet guy around my age on the other side of me who just read his book and slept. And the grandpa was always like, do you want this? He's like, he had extra bread and he's like, I don't want this, do you want this? So I come out of the plane with this little baggie of bread and he didn't know, but some of the bread had chicken in it. So when I'm getting my luggage, the dogs are sniffing my luggage like I have drugs, and I'm like, there's nothing in my luggage. I mean, seriously, I'm like, I don't have anything. And they're like, there's meat in this bread. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I got that off the plane. I had no idea it had meat in it or that this was a problem. But then I remembered reading on one of my articles for Daily News with my students that meat was causing problems, McMuffins in particular, on an airline. I was like, oh, that's what they're talking about. So anyway, I got detained with the dogs for a bit, but we worked that out. But anyway, so aisle seats. I was on a 13-hour flight in between these two people who are lovely, yes. But my problem was, number one, I had an enormous personal item bag. I'm never doing this again. I'm going to ship everything wherever I bloody go because this was a mess with the baggage. Because look here, let me flip my camera so you can see. Okay, this is... why is it doing this? Just right here. Can I flip my camera? It's not letting me flip my camera. Okay, we'll do it this way. Okay, that's my luggage. This bag in particular, I hate because I'm not trying to be risque or anything, but you see these marks on my shoulders? That's from the bag because I had to walk 40 aisles down to my plane, and it's lovely to go with this bag here and that bag there on the narrow aisles, bumping as you go because you don't know how to do it otherwise. And you ask if you can bring your bags in one at a time, and they're like, we don't do it that way. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm sitting there going, excuse me, all the way down. And I'm like, by the end of the day, when I land in Taiwan, I was like, okay, I have learned two things. Number one, flying is fun. I did not know that. I've never flown before because I kind of thought it would be something that I would really stress out about. But I'm like, this is no big deal. I don't know why this terrified me so. So anyway, it didn't terrify me. It gave me great concern. We'll do it that way. Number two, I need rolling luggage or I'm not going anywhere because I have a back condition, so the bottom part of my spine, near the very, very bottom, there's no padding where there's supposed to be in between the discs. So like lifting literally I'm guessing 65-pound carry-on bag and my 35-pound personal item bag, I'm like literally lifting almost 100 pounds of stuff. And that's in addition to my coat and my scarf because I was told it would be cold on the plane. It was not cold on the plane. I don't know why everyone said it would be cold on the plane. I was wearing my jeggings and my jeans. I ended up taking that off. But so that was my plane experience. The first part, great. To Denver, awesome. To San Francisco, divine. To Taipei, by the end, like the final 3 hours, I was sitting there going, I really wish we could sit down cross-legged and meditate because that would really help relieve the pain in my legs right now, because the middle seats have these iron posts, at least on the United one, so you cannot put your feet down flat, which means that one of your legs is up, which makes it kinky. So anyway, so I land in Taiwan. I managed to go get my bags, which that was fun too, because I have my checked baggage there, which is really no problem, even though they're enormous, because they are wheeled and they wheel magnificently, which is one of the reasons I bought them. But got 95 pounds of luggage. Let her go with the tray. And there's this little guy in a yellow suit who's disinfecting all the trays very vigorously. He reminds me of the guy in Cars who was always straightening the tires. But anyway, so I take the cart up to immigration. Then I find out that because I didn't have a PIN, I couldn't fill out my arrival form, so I had to get out of line, go back to fill out my form. Then the guy let me cut in line. He said, "Lady, go through, it's okay," because he didn't want me to start all over in the kiosk with my bags. I wouldn't want that either, to be honest. So anyway, I get through immigration, and then I go get my check bags. That was seamless, except for the fact that there's an escalator to check bags, so I rode down with one of my bags. Then I rode down with the other bag, and somewhere in between I lost my rainbow umbrella, and when I went up to get it, someone else had taken the rainbow umbrella. So that was sad. I have not used that rainbow umbrella yet. I was looking forward to using it, but I have another umbrella in my bag, and I have some that are being shipped to me, so it's alright. They can use the rainbow umbrella. It's, yeah, okay. So anyway, so I get down, get my other bags, have the little foray with the dog because I had chicken in my bread, which I had no idea about. And then I go to exchange money, but my phone isn't working on data, even though it's a Google Fi phone. So I had to wait because I wasn't going to exchange my currency unless I knew the rate. And both me and the guys at the counter were having trouble ascertaining that because, again, we were having a bit of a language, but they're very happy, even though we had a bit of a language glitch. So anyway, get done with that, go to the taxi area. I go get my cell phone SIM card. That was seamless. $30 equivalent for unlimited data. I'm just saying, it's quite awesome. I might just switch to them. So anyway, but I got that SIM card loaded perfectly. They tested it with me. Then I went over and got my taxi. Had an amazing taxi driver at the airport. He lifted my luggage in. He said, "Let me just help." I'm like, "You don't know what you're saying, sir," because this is heavy. He said, no problem." So he loads my luggage in. We go through the streets here in Taipei. It looks just like the movies I've watched.